Back behind that bunch with Nanny Maroon as they came up to the 600. The grandstand side, Fair Embrace and Kamina are together. Just in behind those, Point Danger with Pittance handy from Show a Heart, Belle de Jour and Umram. On the flat side, Sedurka led by 5 lengths over Oamaru Force, Bomber Bill. Hires making ground. The grandstand side, it's Fair Embrace, Kamina, Point Danger and Pittance. On the flat side, it's Sedurka, 4 in front. It's the grandstand side, Fair Embrace, tackled by Kamina, Point Danger and Show a Heart. Sedurka getting tied on the flat side. Sedurka's in front. It's 2 lengths clear. Hires after it. Sedurka in front. Higher inch by inch, wearing it down. Sedurka. I think Sedurka from Higher and Kamina. They're worlds apart. One's in South Africa and the other one's out in China somewhere. Nothing between Sedurka, Higher, Kamina. Not far away. We had Belle de Jour, Oamaru Force, Show a Heart, Point Danger, Fair Embrace knocked up, and then Mr. Murphy, Crystal Finale, Toledo, Pittance, Umram in True Jewels towards the back. It's a photo. Very close.
Well, I can't pick it down wide apart, and I thought Sedurka, but as you say, the horse on the outside, Kamina's got very close, and also the other one, Higher, was gathering him right, getting to the line, but
Sedurka getting
run
tired.
Enormous time, 1:8.
13's got it, Sedurka. Sedurka's won it, number 13. Tearaway winner Tactics in the Toorak, wouldn't settle back to the 1200. It was folding up and it must have won by a lip over 6 Higher. And there's a wall of them with Kamina very prominent right down the outside rail. It was a close one.
Oh.
You like to see something streeting away late, and you could see them closing, and when they hit the post, well, there's only inches all around. 8 gets third, Kamina. It's 13, 6 and 8, Pete, in an absolute thriller.
Yes, well called, Dan. Across the track and almost impossible to separate them. I can tell you, as the big crowd looks on here, this is what they saw just a few moments ago, and they saw this horse, Sedurka. When it came past us, it had a massive lead, and Higher was starting to run home pretty well. That's him in the cerise colours, and Kamina is hard up against the outside rail over here. It was also going to be in the finish as well. Let's roll them now and pick them up. And Gary, I can tell you, when they came past us with about 150 metres to go, Sedurka was probably about 2 lengths in front.
Well, that's right. Like you can see here, and I spotted Higher, the big horse on the outside of Sedurka, and the cerise getting home, and also Kamina right on the outside. But, yeah, I know that's why Danny gets paid so well to call this, because, by gee, have a look at this for a go. And when they get on that line, there's, you know, about a length between about 8 horses here, Dan.
Yeah, so you've got Kamina there as well. That's third on the outside. Belle de Jour, Point Danger.
Yeah.
Show a Heart's just behind them. Do you earn your money there, Daniel?
50 metres to go. I'm thinking, oh, nightmare.
And he got it right too.
Here's Johnny Letts, Sedurka coming back with Danny Nikolic.
Yes, and Danny's that excited about Sedurka. Dan G showed some speed, didn't he? 1:8. Was a terrific run.
He was running, mate. I galloped him here the other morning, and I said to the old man, I said, I'll be very surprised if he don't run in the first 3, weighted the way he is. He felt great the other morning, and I didn't leave it on the track. I sort of kept a bit up his sleeve, and I was just wrapped. He travelled quite good for me, and I let him up. I think that's a big key to this horse, getting him to use himself correct.
Keep him balanced.
But when I asked him to go, I give him a couple of good cracks with the stick, and he really knuckled down good.
Terrific. Dan, now you want to send a cheerio to someone?
I want to send a cheerio to my little nephew, Jake. I love him dearly.
And this one's for him, Dan.
That's for him and Letitia. I love them both dearly.
Congratulations, mate. A great win in the Group 1. Again, another Group 1.
Yeah, well overdue, mate. I'll give you the moment.
Shown it, Danny.
Dan Nikolic, the winning rider. Here's the winning trainer, Brian Mayfield Smith. Heart in the mouth stuff there, mate.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tremendous thrill, because just to sort of go out like that and go on with it and run that time, I mean, it was really good, because it's been a really frustrating time with this horse. I mean, it's been going really well, but when he's got to the races, things haven't gone right this time in. So, and you know, I was getting a bit toey with myself because I've been going a bit ordinary, so to pull a Group 1 out of the bag, it sort of makes me feel a bit better.
I'll tell you what, the sectionals are going to be interesting from that race, because he must have burnt the grass in the first 800 metres.
Yeah, he was fairly smoking along.
Brian, well done. Congratulations on another Group 1 victory.
Thanks a lot, Peter.
Brian Mayfield Smith, the trainer of Sedurka, establishing a break of some 4 or 5 lengths and able to hang on. And there is the riding action of the winning jockey, Dan Nikolic, after the Salinger. More details from Flemington coming up after this.
back to Amy Victoria Derby Day for 2001. Sedurka, the winner of the Salinger. We're after correct weight. I just heard a great little exchange, you know, down in the Mounting Yard between Danny Nikolic and the owner of Sedurka. And he said to him, Danny, you've just given me the thrill of my life. And he said, mate, I was rapt to do it for you. That's what it's about, eh? Brian Mayfield-Smith down there too. Good to see him with a winner. A nicer man you wouldn't find. Weight is right. There's correct weight from Chairman of Stewards, Mr. Gleeson. So, Danny, the money, please.
Yes, Tim, Sedurka, another one at big odds, 29.90 and 8.30, but it's one of those days, higher at 2.80 and Kamina 2.40. Quinella paid 157.60, Exacta 421.10, Trifecta 2,262.20. The running double paid 972.10 and a few exotic bets in Victoria. Daily double $220.70 and the quaddie was a big one. I'll only say it once because I'll know who they are. $140,270.40 on 14, 3, 14 and 13, Tim. Sedurka, who was last and in the Tour Ekata Group 1 last start, but it's got there by an inch. But a tearaway win, another one at big odds, and the bookies, they must be celebrating already. Tim.
Oh, mate, celebrating, salivating is what they're doing. They are having a big day, the bookmakers. We hope we can get them back. Only got one more to get them. The Allenby Stud Stakes, which is coming up a little while. That's the last race of the day. Sandra Sully has her fashion competition win.
Yes, I do, Tim. One of our lucky home viewers has become the winner of today's fashion competition, and her name is Jill Morris from Warrnambool. So congratulations, Jill. And your favourite designer today was Cosgrove, which was choice number A. Now, Jill, you've managed to win for yourself today 1 year's supply of L'Oreal beauty products, a seller starter pack thanks to Xanadu Wines, and $1,000 in cash from Liberty Finance. And we might add that all today's entrants will go into the draw for Thursday's announcement. That's the overall prize, and of course Jill will go in that draw as well. And every home viewer's chance to win by Thursday the overall prize, a $10,000 shopping spree at Harvey Norman. So congratulations, Jill Morris, and I'm sure that you'll enjoy your prizes. Back to you, Tim.
Thank you, Sandra. Yes, Amy Victoria Derby Day for 2001. I think we just saw a little glimpse of Lethal Lee Matthews in the crowd too. They all come here, Pete. They all come.
Oh, yes, definitely, Tim. And Lethal Lee would definitely be here because he loves the horses. And he loves having a bet too, and the Brisbane Lions premiership coach would no doubt be wandering around somewhere. Here's a fella who generally wanders in at this time of the day. It's Peter Woodard, who's standing on Jen's platform, so he's not really that tall. There you go. No, let's kick Jen's platform right out of the way there, and you come in. So there you go. We're about the same height. How are you?
Good, thanks, Pete. Yeah.
Always get to see you at this time on Derby Day.
Yeah, you do. This is our 5th year now, and it's been very successful, the race, over the years, and picked the first 2 winners, but this year I've got a tip, but I just wanted to say Tester Ross has settled in very well up at the stud.
Okay, this is Yallumby Stud, of course. We're talking about the sponsors of the last race, and what a wonderful horse he was. Well, we saw him win the Emirates here last year, and I think it was one of his, probably his best win, I think.
Yeah, a lot of people agree with that. With that weight and the outside barrier, everything was against him, and that's why he was 15 to 1. He was a lot of people won a lot of money that day, I can tell you. But he's settled. He's serving his first mares now. He's got a great book of mares, very well supported. And Spartacus is, looks like a lot of good reports on his stock from all the trainers around Australia.
Well, I seem to recall that you have a pretty fair record of tipping winners. Now, I don't want to put any pressure on you, but we're all Cactus, so we need something.
Well, it's one of those days. I thought it was going to be a good day, but there's a lot of other people out there that are a bit Cactus too. So we've got to try and get them out. So there's a bit of pressure on. Well, I've done a bit of homework, and the word is PlayStation each way.
Okay.
I think PlayStation each way, and let's hope we can get out.
Thanks for Yallumby Stud's support for the 5th year. Always good to see you here, and let's hope we can get out on the last. Thanks, Pete.
Thanks, Pete.
Peter Woodard, one of the family partners from Yallumby Stud. Time now for the presentation after the running of the Salinger, and let's join the Managing Director for the region from Southcorp Wines, Mr. Peter Cow.
Very much. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Seppelt, the makers of Salinger, have had a long association with horse racing in Australia, and particularly with the VRC during the Spring Carnival. Salinger, a sparkling wine created at the home of Seppelt in Victoria, is celebrating 150 years of winemaking and is proud to sponsor the running of the Salinger Stakes down Flemington's famous straight and one of the best days of racing in the world. Salinger, we're pleased to say, has a great pedigree, with many trophies and over 100 medals attesting to its fine quality. There's no better way to celebrate the Spring Carnival than with Australia's greatest sparkling wine, Salinger. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, today's race has produced an outstanding winner. Well done to Suderka. Our congratulations go to Ryan Mayfield-Smith, the trainer. An outstanding race from the jockey, Danny Nikolic. And I now take great pleasure in presenting this year's magnificent Salinger Stakes trophy to Barry Taylor, the owner.
I'll tell you what, they might have to make a lot more Salinger if these crowds continue to be as good as they've been over the last few years. In fact, Peter Donegan, I don't think he's had a crowd yet, but gee, I look out the window here and there's a lot of people. I would suggest around the 85,000 mark, maybe even more. Now, here's something very special. We want you to have a look at this. Imagine having a little piece of racing history in your own home. This is absolutely beautiful. Or the home, the office. Look at this. Commissioned by the Australian Racing Museum, painted by renowned equine artist Judith Lemon. The commemorative painting includes this year's Hall of Fame inductees, as well as pretty much a who's who of racing identities and personalities. There was the name of the great Farlap there. Now, it's in support of the Save the Children Fund, Open Family Australia, and the St Vincent's Institute for Medical Research. So, three very fine causes there. Only 900 copies of the painting are being made available to the public for purchase, and simply call the number on your screen there, 1-800-827-463, 1-800-827-463, and you could be the proud owner of that fantastic print. Only 900 of them, so get on the phone and those three very worthy charities. All right, Jennifer and Peter, it's been a very, very bad day for the punter.
Yes, well, when you consider, Tim, that the quadrilla, the quaddie, paid $140,000, winners were hard to find.
Were they ever? And if you have one today, or if you've got that quaddie, you're an absolute genius.
Yes, either that or you've got a very sharp pin.
Oh, for sure. No, good luck to you if you've got it.
But there's still one to go, and many people from around Australia will be joining us for the last race, Tim.
Yes, the old traditional get-out stakes, Pete. It'd be nice, wouldn't it, considering the hammering we've taken today. Well, we're about to say goodbye to our Sydney and Melbourne viewers for Amy Victoria Derby Day for this year. But, of course, stay with us in the other states, because we'll be coming back with you for a further half an hour. We've got one more race to go. And, of course, in Sydney and Melbourne, you'll have your news, of course, and we'll feed in the result of the last race, the Yallumby Stud Stakes, to you in Sydney and Melbourne. So never fear, we'll get it to you. And, in fact, Melbourne, you'll see it in your news. We'll show the race for you. So we'll leave you now, and then we'll come back with the other states after this break.